What's goody, y'all? You guys know who it is. Ringside Rave. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and let's get into this podcast.
Hey man, what's up everybody, man? Thanks for y'all for tuning in and checking out episode 11 of the Fade Hour. Man, I'm your host, Maul. Man, joining me tonight, I got Newzz, Smoke, Pat, P. We gonna go over this Tevin Farmer fight. You know, we crowned a new WBO champ at middleweight. Also discussing, Jacobs and Derevyenchenko. They got the IBF clash this Saturday. And also we gonna wrap it up with the Floyd and Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya drama, and also Manny Pacquiao going to PBC. Man, again, this your boy Maul. I'm sitting here drinking on some gin and orange juice, no beer tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it to Newzz, let him introduce himself, then Smoke gonna introduce himself along with Pat and then Pete.
What up, y'all? This your boy Newzz, representing that ringside rave all day. I know what it is with me, man. Today, I ain't got my trusty sidekick with me, so I'm extra turned off the Ciroc Peach, already ready to talk, mouth going. Y'all already know what it is, mouth of the Midwest.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Smoke, ringside rave, free smoke boxing. I got the Blackjack hair wax and Lagunitas one hitter, which is coming in at 7.2%. Let's get busy.
It was good, Joe. Pat Scorpion, a New England representative, and I got my glass of Merlot in front of me right now. You know, like I said, that wine, man, red wine, doctor way. You know what I'm saying?
What up? This your boy P, repping ringside rave, Bodega Boxing, and I'm drinking on a nice cold bottle of water.
Shit, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Newzz, man. We the Zone this Saturday blessed us with Tevin Farmer and Tennyson, and then Farmer did what we all expected him to do, and seeing and then I'm pretty sure you caught the fight, man. You just want to give us a quick recap on him and everything that went into that fight.
I mean, one-sided fight. Sweet T did what he do. What's that? I mean, outclass another fighter. Show the skills that pay the bills. You know what I mean? The skills that make them meals. That's what we doing out here. Body shot, take Tennyson down. I mean, it's really nothing that I can really get into about Tevin Farmer because what I do like about Tevin Farmer in that fight is it's just like I said, pardon me, people. This ain't the gelato news today. I got the all alcohol, so I'm gonna be stuttering a little more. Tevin Farmer, Sweet Tea, took him apart, outclassed him, outskilled him. Nothing else to say for me, really. Right. I mean, hey, just wait, new ringside rave clips. Yeah, basically, I've seen the fight.
Yeah, how you feel about it, Smoke?
I mean, pretty comparable to Newzz. I don't think there's as much as you can read into it. But Tevin Farmer, I don't think he's lost a round in his past two fights. I could be wrong about that because I didn't watch the Billy Dib fight too carefully. And the same with this one, but it was interesting to see that he got him out of there with a body shot because when you think Tevin Farmer, you don't necessarily think power. Likewise, something that I like about Tevin Farmer, besides he's a slick dude, and when he's on, he can punch from all different angles and all that shit, but he keeps it a buck. And he said, him and Tank were going back and forth on social media talking shit, and he called him out after the fight. So I give Tevin Farmer, an A in all aspects. Pause, no homo.
Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah. First of all, I was actually there at the fight, so I got to experience the whole live environment. And Tevin got a hell of a reaction. Once when his name was entered. I mean, he was wearing some real colorful shit. Some people around my section had jokes about it, because it was like because they thought it was like Pride Week or something like that. It was kind of hilarious. And then as the first round started, people were distracted by Conor McGregor coming in like a fucking wrestler out of nowhere. I mean, this motherfucker just ran down like the fucking aisle, like on some Ultimate Warrior shit. You saw the cameras and shit. Motherfuckers trying to block me. I had to tell niggas to sit down and shit because they were blocking my view. And then, but once that was all done, Tevin Farmer. I mean, the way he was fighting was a lot different than he used because he's like Smoke said, he's a slick fighter. But dude was banging with a guy who could actually punch.
He was putting his foot down.
Yeah. And like I said, the body shot that dropped him the first time was just beautiful. Like, I mean, like it you could tell it took that guy's breath away. Pause. So yeah. And then like I didn't think he was gonna get up, but then after that, I think he got up and then Tevin put him down again. So I mean, that was a hell of a statement because that's like, I mean, he hasn't stopped anyone in about 3 years, give or take.
I knew he was late punching.
Yeah. So like it was good. Like, I mean, the crowd was really into it. The crowd was like, was hyped over him getting that knockout because it's like his 6th or 7th career knockout.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm thinking to myself, that's the type of statement you want to make when you're trying to get some unification going on at 130 with a certain individual by the name of Tank, and the fact that he stopped a guy like that who was a harder puncher like that, speaks volumes. So thumbs up to Tevin Farmer's performance.
Did it look any different in person than we probably saw on the internet/TV?
Yeah, that's a great question. How did the skills look in real HD, Pat?
Did he look like he was on his like 3-dimensional shit?
No, he looked like he wanted to put this motherfucker away. Like, he wasn't trying to be slick like that. He was fighting on the inside, like letting his 2 hands go. Like, this wasn't slick Tevin. Like, this was a motherfucker that came to brawl, and he won this brawl. That's why. It wasn't like how it was. Like, I mean, he did have some moments where he was a little slick or whatever. I forgot what round. I think it was either 2 or 3. He did some shit that had the crowd just saying "ooh," but for the most part, like, Tevin came to put this motherfucker away. Like,
yep.
And that's what he did.
Props to him.
So yeah, what about you, P? Were you able to catch that Tevin Farmer stoppage this Saturday?
Yes, I was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm a fan of Kevin. I like his skills, and I think that it was good that he finally showed some more aggression. He put his foot on the gas, because that was one of the things that I was not a fan of Farmer, is that he gets too caught up in his swiftness, and sometimes he likes to make people miss, but he doesn't really follow up with it. He doesn't go from defense to offense and make that transition. Where now, in that fight, I saw more of that transition, and he looked better, he looked more aggressive, and that body shot that he hit him with, oh my God, I felt that shit. I was very impressed. I give him A- overall.
Bad. And the free, a few of y'all already talked about it briefly in regards to, Tevin Farmer and free Tank, Gervonta Tank Davis. I mean, do y'all feel like will it happen next? I mean, I don't know. This fight should have been happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have agreed that this fight should have been happened well over a year or so ago. And hell, let me ask just hypothetically, if they were to fight next, who you guys favoring? Because I know Tank mentioned, he did mention something like, hey, you guys are just building this cat up. He already got 4 losses. He need all, he was saying something in regards, like, Tank was talking pretty tough. So I just wanted to get y'all opinion about a potential matchup with them two and how y'all might see it going. Do we have it next? Just all that, your thoughts in regards to a Tevin and Tank fight.
I say Tevin Farmer is going to end up fighting, what's the guy? John O'Carroll?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to end up fighting him next. I seen him going back and forth on Twitter. I seen Carroll saying that it was basically already set up for December 14th or whatever, or December 15th. So that's going to be that next fight. But honestly, I love Tank. I said Tank. I love Tevin Farmer's talent and skills. Anybody that know me know I love the fighter. that has that boxing skill. But at the same time, Tank ain't a slouch. He's a star. Tank is a beast. I haven't seen Tevin Farmer versus a fighter as good as Tank and win. At the end of the day, as much as I feel confident in Tevin Farmer's skills, I've never seen him against a fighter the level of a Tank and win. The best fighter he fought, he lost to. I mean, I guess that's, his part of his first 12 fights. But at the end of the day, an L is an L. And until you can reverse the L or go back and make everything right, I can't say anything about it. If anything, I would like to see Tevin Farmer clean that up with Jose Pedraza at this point, because
that would be dope.
Yeah, I need to see that because I seen Tank demolish Pedraza. I've seen Tank already demolish Pedraza. So if we're going to go this way, we're going to build it, because I can't see Mayweather promotions and putting Tank with Tevin Farmer just yet. Not because of Tank, but just because of how they feel when it comes to Tank and matching him up and giving him fights. I can't see that fight happen anytime soon. So while we're waiting for that, I would love to see Tevin Farmer fight a Jose Pedraza and clean that up first, then go after Tank, because that would make it a lot better. Because until he cleans that up, every time Tank posts that stuff about what he did to Pedraza and what Pedraza did to Farmer, there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing Farmer can say himself, because you took that L. And as you took the L, the same way you take your W's, you got to take your L's with the same gracious. And you took that L. So until you can go ahead and make things right at that part against Tank, I can't say that he will get the victory. I would say I could see that being a really good fight, and I would love to see how Tevin Farmer does against Tank. I can't just say Tevin Farmer beats Tank yet, because everybody Tevin Farmer's beat, Tank beats. Every single one of them.
I think Tank would beat the shit out of Tevin Farmer, and I like Tevin Farmer.
Dang, you just put it just like that. See, I ain't even smoked the bag.
I know. I looked at the phone like, my God.
Tank, it's no disrespect to Sweet Tea, but we see what happens with those dudes that, first of all, he ain't. I felt like I was about to start spinning the DMX verse. First of all, Tevin Farmer doesn't have the power to slug it out with Tank, and he's got the slickness to avoid his punches. But the thing is, Tank is like one of them dudes, like Beast is what I'm talking about, or Wilder, that if he lands clean with the shot that he's looking with a normal power shot, the fight is changing as soon as he lands that punch. I'm not saying he's got like top 10 pound for pound power or anything like that, but when he lands a clean shot on you, the fight is dramatically different.
Yeah, when he see blood in the water, he jump on that shit, man.
Yeah, so that's no disrespect to Tevin Farmer. I think Tevin Farmer is a monster in his own right, but Tank would just, especially with Tank in the cage, I wouldn't want to fight that dude.
I mean, at the end of the day, again, I mean, I don't want to keep harking back to it, but I mean, Jose Pedraza knocked Farmer out. He stopped him.
That's basically what it is. I mean, like I said, Farmer has a shot against Tank. Like as I always say, it depends on what type of mind state and condition Tank is in. Really, if Tank is in his usual, if Tank is actually comes to fight and is actually in good condition, then Tank will probably overpower Farmer. But if he comes in slipping like he did in that fight on the McGregor Mayweather card, then the chances of upset increases. And I mean, right now, I think right now Farmer is probably nearing the I would say the peak of his powers. So which is not Beckerson. The guy has got shot through his hand and everything, and he's cross-eyed. So it's a good thing that he's getting attention. He's getting paid. He's nearing the top of the division and unifying at 130, which is something that has not been done in about 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that needs to be done. So, and what better person to do than Gervonta? Now, hopefully it's on DAZN, at least, so of course I can, so I don't have to spend extra to actually watch that shit. So, yeah, like I said, I look forward to it, after Farmer gets, get past Carroll.
Gotcha. P, you got any thoughts on Tank and Tevin Farmer?
I'll be nice to Tevin because I like Tevin, but no. Tank beats him up pretty bad. I think he'll make it difficult for Tank at Fox, but I think ultimately Tank will just overpower him and just beat him up and knock him out.
Yeah, I say the same. I mean, like I said, not that he just beats him up and knocks him out, but I just see that typically what you would think about for Tank, in order for Tank to lose, the guy that's going to beat Tank is going to be bigger than him as far as height-wise. Tevin Farmer is, but that's only about half an inch. You would think that, that he's at least to have the reach on him, to at least keep Tank outside and keep Tank away from him then. In order to keep Tank on the outside, Tank has the longer arms, by half an inch. So their physicals match. So then I look at it and it's like, who's more explosive? Tank. Who hits harder? Tank. Who has faster hands? It's Tank. Who's more? Who's more aggressive? Because when I use the aggression, of course, Tevin Farmer's style is not to be aggressive, but Tank's style is to be aggressive. And guess what? Tank is aggressive, period. So the fact that he fights in the style that's tailored to him as a person, his mentality, while Tevin Farmer is a counter, we have to sit back and really believe that Tevin Farmer would sit and pretty much outbox Tank for at least 7 of 12 rounds. Could he do it? Yeah. Could he do it? Yeah.
That's asking a lot.
Right, but do I see him doing it? I'm going to have to see him do it. I'm going to have to see him do it because at the end of the day, the Jose Pedraza fight, I understand it was a long time ago, but at the end of the day, until you make things right there, because Jose Pedraza hasn't lost since losing to Tank. That's the only person ever beat Tank was Jose Pedraza. I'm sorry, the only person ever beat Jose Pedraza was Tank, but he's fought both of y'all. And how we seen Pedraza look in his last fight, and knowing he's about to fight Loma in December.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? If Pedraza shows any type of competition with Loma, that just makes the fact that Tank destroyed him look even better, because Tank destroyed him in his 16th fight when he only had 16 fights under his belt. So I was just going to see Tank and Tevin get it in. I love to see that fight. I love Tevin's skills. I love fighters at the offense and the defense, both high level, but at the same time, I love them fighters that got that dog in them, that aggression in them, that just mentality. I'm that dude. Tank possesses that. So as of right now, my very early pick, I ain't even gonna make it. I'm gonna just leave everybody on the cliffhanger. I ain't even making that pick yet. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens when they finally suit up. But Tevin Farmer versus Jose Pedraza needs to be next. That's the fight we need to see.
We had another big fight too Saturday night with Andrade and Billy Joe. Oh, wait a minute. No, we didn't. We had Boo Boo doing, he did, he had a replacement with Walter K. Knocked his ass down 4 times and then just decided to toy with him for the remainder of the fight. Pat, let's start off with you, man. You was there in person. Just give us your thoughts on how you saw things and your assessment of Boo Boo.
First of all, yes. First of all, like I said, the crowd, those Cape Verdeans were out and about in that arena, man. They were out there, with their flags, and the Portuguese was flying all around and stuff like that. Cachupa, this and that. They were wilding, and Boo Boo got a hell of applause when he was playing, when he came in with 50 Cent or whatever. And then of course they were booing Walter K. though. I was like, y'all dead wrong, for booing that man. He took that fight on 10 days notice, to be here. You know what I'm saying? He gets shot like that. You don't have to do him like that. And the fight itself, man, for like the first 4 rounds, I mean, it really looked like, you know, Boo was about to get him out of there. Like, I mean, he was like 4 knockdowns, and there was a blown knockdown too at that. A blown knockdown.
What do you mean, Pat?
You know what I'm saying? There was one of the punches where he legitimately knocked down Walter K, but Andrade's glove touched the canvas, and I saw that shit. I was like, is Judge Dumais going to call that shit? No, he didn't do that. You know, and, you know, he was probably too busy making one of his stupid faces for the gram. So, yeah, that was possibly a, you know, that should have been a knockdown on Andrade, but like I said, it was a miss. But then after, I think, like the 6th round, Boo Boo got sloppy as fuck. Like he was lifting his back leg up when he was throwing a punch. I was like, is he kidding me? Why is he doing that? And then he was just swinging for the fences because Walter K weathered the storm, and the crowd was not happy that he weathered the storm and was actually back in the fight like that. And they were like, you could hear it was like, come on, Boo Boo, knock this nigga out, you know, and like. You know, and I hope that was like, you know, a person of color saying that, you know, because there was you know, so and then like the fight got increasingly sloppy from Boo Boo. I was like, is he kidding me? And I was just waiting for Walter to land a right hand, because every time Walter landed, Boo Boo felt that shit. Like Walter does hit hard as hell, but he just wasn't experienced enough to actually land consistently on Boo Boo.
Or good enough.
So pretty much, I mean, the same on TV. Like it did feel like Boo Boo was carrying the guy, or didn't step it up another gear to actually put him away. And you got what you got. You know, went to the decision, and I mean, the decision was no doubt. I mean, everyone knew he probably won it. So it was just like, you know, it was kind of anticlimactic in a way. And then, but yeah, like the crowd was happy, and I know people were telling me, it's like, how come the people look a little empty like after like midnight? Well, because in Boston, public transportation stops early, so there are people that will have stayed, you know, but they had to catch the trains, you know, else they get stranded. So, right. You know, but yeah, but like I said, the people that remain, myself included, you know, it was live, you know, Boo Boo, you know, congrats to him. You know, he's the new WBO middleweight champ. And he's probably put his name in the Canelo sweepstakes for DAZN. So, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it.
How about you, P? Were you able to catch that as well?
I was able to catch that. I was happy and impressed with Andre to a point. I thought the first half of the fight he was excellent. He just outclassed. He just looked a league, 2 leagues, 3 leagues above Walter K. Outboxed the shit out of him. Dropped him 4 times. I don't even know how this dude didn't get stopped. Like I thought he went down. After the 3rd time, I thought, okay, he's done. And put the beating on him, and then after when the second half of the fight, after round 6, just got really like he still outboxed him.
Yeah.
But I thought that he could have stopped him. I was like, why isn't he? Because he was trying to lead, and he wasn't doing a good job of leading. When Walter K was leading, he was able to outbox him and hurt him. But then when Walter K is ready to be taken out, he couldn't finish him off. So I was a little but other than that, I was happy with the performance overall. I'm not going to be extra mad like everybody else and all because he didn't get the knockout, yada yada. It is what it is. I would have liked it. I was a little bit upset he didn't get the knockout, but I'll take the win. He looked dominant for the most part.
Right.
So hopefully, now we'll get to see him against top opposition, because that's the only thing that matters right now. Okay. He got the belt. Great. Now let's get the names on the resume.
Yep, that's that time. How about you, Smoke?
So I'm pretty much just echoing sentiments of my fellow brothers, but I thought Andrade looked great. He knocked him down 4 times in like the first, I don't know, XYZ amount of rounds. First, 7 or something like that. I don't remember completely because y'all know how I do. But I thought I was a little bit surprised that Andrade didn't finish him. But that being said, Andrade, whatever, he had been out of the ring for how many months?
Okay.
Like how long was it? 16, 12, at least,
At least a year he's been out there.
I feel like I can't even count anymore because I feel like it's the regular occurrence.
So, like,
It's been a year and 3 days.
Yeah, so here's my thing. Like, of course, I'm super happy for Andrade. He's super skilled. I think the rust played a factor in, like Pat said, him opening up a little bit too much, getting sloppy, and not being able to put Walter K away. But he is still the new, WBO champion. He is more than just the belt holder. He's right up there with pretty much everyone at 160. He's in the second tier of 160 guys, but he would definitely give all the tier 1 guys problems. All that being said, if Andrade doesn't go back and fight in 3 to 4 months, I think that's a mistake for him. I think he needs to become really, really, really active. Like, fighting 3 times in 2019 would probably be ideal.
Definitely.
So, like, I gave Andrade a B+ on his performance. Yeah, I just hope that he shakes some of his old patterns now that he's with Uncle Eddie. Get him all them fights.
Got you, dog. Got you. Anybody want to add any final thoughts before?
Yeah, let me get my thoughts in because I ain't get them in now. I'm turned up. Asa give him an A for his performance. Why? Because it's the A-team. That's why. 3-time champion. People talk about inactivity. That man only got 26 fights in his career. He turned professional at what? 2008? I've been following since 2008. 3-time champ. Undefeated. 3-time champion. So at the end of the day, no matter what people say, and this is what I always say, no matter what people say out their mouth, the proof is always in the ring. Demetrius Andrade, even with that inactivity he had in his part of his career, and I'm gonna get back to Walter K in that fight, but even with the inactivity, he was out for 13 months. He's been very inactive over the last couple years because of the inactivity. He's only had since 2013 when he fought Marcus Rosian, he's only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights. And like 5 over, you know what I mean? 6 fights. But you know what else he's done with them 6 fights? He's won 2 He's won 2 championships. Because he beat Vanes for the championship when he got it. Right? Then he beat Koke when he went over to Germany because he had nobody to fight then, got that belt, and I just got another belt again against Walter K.
What
3
belt
belts
did he
in 5.
get from Koke?
The WBA.
The regular?
Regular, super, whatever we want to call it. As long as it isn't champion, we all for it. It's the A-team, 8 performances. He went out there, got Walter K. Walter K called one of his opponents weak because he knocked him out. I love the African swag. I seen Black Panther, Wakanda. It's always for life. It just wasn't enough, baby. It just wasn't enough in Boston, baby. It just wasn't enough. He went out there. He got the same treatment that most people get. You see that Andrade is too skilled. He's left-handed, too quick. The reflexes is there. The technical abilities is always on point. I would love to see Canelo fight Andrade next. Won't happen.
Yeah,
won't happen. You're not going to see Canelo doing all the boxing moves that he's doing against GGG on Andrade. That's not happening. It's not happening.
Canelo would break Andrade.
GGG and Andrade fight 2 different styles. I cannot see Canelo taking the Andrade fight. If he does take it, that's perfectly fine. I'll have to see. I will pick my fight there, but I'm already leaning towards Andrade because I'm an Andrade fan. Like I said, it's the A-team. The man has skills. to pay the bills, the skills to make the meals, and got the third championship, baby.
Shit, man. Let's go ahead and transition over right quick to a belt that Triple G got taken away from him, the IBF belt, and that clash that set up this Saturday with Derevyenchenko and Jacobs, man. How y'all see this fight playing out, and what's next for the winner? Hell, what's next for the loser?
Well, I mean, right now on paper it's probably a 50-50 fight. I mean, you got Jacobs, the more experienced fighter, and I think the experience is probably will give him the slight advantage over this. You have Derevyenchenko, the pressure fighter who has pop in his fist or whatever, but he's only had 12 fights. And in fact, the fact that he actually was number one contender actually escapes me, But that's IBF for you. But now on paper it could be a possible fight of the year candidate, or it could be a mismatch for either or. That's why you can't really predict, but
you can make a prediction.
I'm not going to, motherfucker. So that's there. So, but
make a goddamn prediction.
Yeah,
make a prediction.
Oh no! So if Jacob wins, he's going with the zone with his belt. If Derevyenchenko wins, he's a free agent. The belt will probably steer him towards the zone anyway, since I've seen him at the event. So either way, I think both fighters are headed to the zone. But I do think though it's gonna be a hell of a fight though.
I got Jacobs by split decision. I also think it'll be a good fight. I think both dudes will either, at least one person's going to get knocked down, but both dudes will get rocked.
I'm going with the technician. I'm going with Derevyenchenko. And why? Because his name resembles too much my boy Lomachenko, baby. You already know what it is, man. I'm Team Loma, Lomachenko, Derevyenchenko, Yamamachenko. I don't care what they call. Derevyenchenko about to go in there and shock the world. I'm not too faded to say this. And the reason why I'm going to say Derevyenchenko is because I seen Jacobs lose already to Demetrius Andrade. That was a guy that I really didn't know much about at that time. All I knew was they said he was skilled. That's it. I knew Danny Jacobs. I didn't know who Parag was. I seen Danny Jacobs get that work. We can pretend it didn't happen, but I'm going to just post it on YouTube the next day then if you pretend it didn't happen. Because I'm going to show you and make sure you see it. So that way when we discuss it, you can look at it like I do. Derevyenchenko, 12 wins, 10 knockouts. Looks really good in pretty much all his fights as far as his technical skills go. Danny Jacobs never looks really good to me technically. He does have a lot of pop. Danny Jacobs does have a lot of speed. Danny Jacobs does have that fire. So can Danny Jacobs knock him out? Depends on Derevyenchenko's chin. But do I think Danny Jacobs is the better boxer? I don't know. Because Derevyenchenko has a lot of skill. For some reason, these Euro guys are coming over. It reminds me of in the early 2000s. The mid 2000s in the NBA when you had the influx of the Euros and they weren't coming in and dominating with power or their talent or anything like that, any athleticism. They were dominating because of the fact that they were more skilled. They were better in technical skill.
Which is happened in the U.S. basketball players, by the way.
And then half of them turned out to be soft.
All I know is the Euros came over, they invaded basketball. The ones that were successful were the ones who had the technical talent. We're seeing the influx of that now in the boxing game, where we're seeing the Euros come over, especially from Ukraine with the Lomachenko, the Alexander Usyks, the Sergiy Derevyenchenko's. Like they're here. I can't just turn my eyes and pretend that this is not happening. So for me, the fight could be a 50-50 fight. Does Derevyenchenko's resume say it should be a 50-50 fight? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You look at his resume, you look at Jacobs' resume, you're not going to see a 50-50 fight. But do I think because of the skill that Derevyenchenko seems to possess and off of the reputation that his fellow countrymen have already shown us, that's why I'm giving him the opportunity to pull off the upset. I'm going with Derevyanchenko by the upset to become the new IBF middleweight champion of the world. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I mean, last time I really watched Derevyanchenko in depth was when he was with that damn life and death battle with Turiano Johnson. But yeah, his motor was high, but Turiano Johnson was landing on him. But like you said, Jacobs is. We'll find a fucking. I'm with you, Newzz. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Sergiy. I'm picking him.
It's hard to go against that Ukrainian invasion that's going on right now, man. It's hard.
It's 50-50, but if I have to pick, I'm gonna go with Sergiy, man. I think his motor it'll give Jacobs an issue, but I do think, I don't know, boy, Jacobs gonna come in that bitch huge as hell, man. Pause. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I'm gonna go with the upset, man. I'm gonna go with the new IBF champion that we'll have by this time next week.
Right. Definitely talk about it next week for sure.
I feel like that's going to be a good fit.
I guess I'm going to have to restore balance to the deal. I'm going to have to restore order. So, y'all niggas tripping. I'm going Danny Jacobs in a unanimous decision. Let's cut. I like Brandon Chenko. You know what? I'm not even going to disrespect him. I'm going to call him Derevyenchenko. I like Derevyenchenko. I think he's a fighter, but you just said it right now. You went life and death with Turiano Johnson. Come on, Turiano Johnson. Do I have to say more? Turiano Johnson. You could say that. You could use that against you, like you just used Taraz against Danny Jacobs. And the last time I saw Danny Jacobs, he's been looking pretty. I mean, he didn't look bad, but you know what? I think he's much better than he was years ago. And you talk about the Euros. It's funny that you mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Euros. You mentioned basketball. That they have the skill. Here's the thing with the Euros. The Euros, when they came to basketball, yeah, they had the skills. But what did they not have? They didn't have. A lot of them didn't have the athleticism, and a lot of them didn't have the toughness. See, this isn't like the NBA isn't like Euroball where you can just get by off of skills. Yeah, skills are great, but if you have skills and athleticism and other things and toughness, that puts you at another level. Look at Pau Gasol. Everybody talks about Pau Gasol. What was the biggest knock on Pau Gasol? And he was a fucking softy. Then you got these European fighters. Yeah, they got skills, but what else do they got? It takes a little bit more than that. The good ones are the ones that have more than just that. And I like Derevyanchenko, but I'm not gonna put him on the level of Lomachenko. Let's stop that. Let's not compare them. Every Eastern European ain't alike. Come on now, stop it. Like that's like saying because Marc Gasol and that Bogdanovic are both from Europe, that they're both alike. Like, nah, come on, there's levels.
Marc Gasol was a good player, just like Paul Gasol.
Well,
just like Manu Ginobili came over from Argentina. I mean, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is when I bring up Lomachenko and I bring up Derevyanchenko, and it don't even matter, it could be your Mamachenko. When I say that, what that means is Lomachenko already showed us and shown the light on however they're teaching it. You know how we put all that respect on the Cuban school of boxing?
Yep.
Well, there's a new school. There's a new school now. It's being taught in Ukraine. Lomachenko came from that school. Came from that school. Derevyanchenko haven't lost. No matter if you look bad against Serena. What happened to Serena Johnson? Did he finish that fight? No, it was stopped in the 12th round. It was stopped. He didn't make it to the final bell. So at the end of the day, even though you can have a struggle fight in your 10th fight as a professional, same way I said with Lomachenko and Salido, same way I said with Lomachenko, the thing is, you're going to get better. He's only had 12 professional fights. It ain't like he's 35 fights in like Danny Jacobs. He's fighting Danny Jacobs. I'm going with Derevyenchenko just because I'm going to go with the skill. Because I'm going to go with the skill over just the athleticism, the power, because Danny Jacobs does have the athleticism, explosiveness. But if you look at Derevyenchenko and the way that he pivots and the way that he moves, a lot of the stuff that he does in the ring does resemble how Loma and Usyk fights. They do have similar abilities, but I'm not saying that they're carbon copies of Lomachenko and Usyk, or else he would be a gold medalist in the Olympics. What I'm saying is that I ain't seen.
Well,
I'm just going with Derevyenchenko.
Well, you don't need a Lomachenko to beat Danny Jacobs.
I don't think so either. And we put it past. Don't forget, Danny Jacobs has also been knocked down by Sergio Mora.
Yeah. That was.
Remember, he had to fight Mora twice to beat.
Danny Jacobs got heavy hands, though. I mean, it could be a big,
be a great fight.
Yeah,
good fight.
I ain't writing Randomchenko off. I don't know if I said UD or split decision before, but I meant split decision.
I'll take if Danny Jacobs for Golovkin shows up, hell no, taking Danny all the way.
Yeah, but what if it's the one that had a tough time with Sergio Mora?
Tough time. Right. Just because he got a flash knockdown, then
because you're not taking a flash knockdown versus Derevyenchenko. You're not taking a flash knockdown.
I know why P's rocking with DJ so heavy. It's that BK connection.
Here's the problem. I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. So that BK connection does not exist. You wouldn't understand because you're not from here. But
I would.
It doesn't work.
No, I mean, I completely agree with that. My bad.
I do have a question, fellas. Before we navigate to the next one, Maul, before you take us next one, what do y'all think? So is this fight being held on? Because I'm not clear. Because I thought HBO said they was done with boxing. Is this fight going to be on HBO or is it going to be on DAZN?
Yeah, HBO.
Last one.
Next to last one.
So you mean I got to go in? So I got to go back to my Hulu. Order the HBO app again, just for this one fight. Come on, man.
Actually, it doesn't look like it's going to be the last HBO card for this.
Oh yeah, they have one more.
Because they got Chocolatito.
Right.
In December, and there's another one I think before that. I think now HBO wants to have all these damn boxing cards.
Well, before we navigate away, and like I did last week, before we navigated away, when I hit that last topic, and I said I'm done on that topic. Machado, after he spoke all that today, he better hope he keep that belt because Yandel Levin's looking to come away with that WBA championship.
Yeah, Saturday.
That's all I'm going to leave at that. I'm going to leave that there. You know what I'm saying? Ohio players always in the building. We always watching. We always looking for another belt to put around our waist. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Word.
But yeah, man, shit. In other news, now it seems like every time somebody does something big in boxing, Mr. Pretty Boy Floyd gotta get all up in the videos, man. And this is with the whole Canelo and the Oscar De La Hoya thing is no difference, man. How y'all felt about that when y'all saw that? And Pat, let me start off with you because you always been an advocate of Floyd, just can't fucking stay away.
I mean, how I feel about this, Floyd making fun of Canelo was funny. You know, it is what it is. However, Floyd being worried about the next man's paper is weird. Floyd has a lot of issues in his quote-unquote retirement. I mean, you think a motherfucker that has like probably $500 million, give or take, depending on what the IRS tells him, would be content just to chill out in the background and try to build up his promotion of capable fighters. But like I said, but it's just like one nigga has to be all up in the cameras doing whatever, and this is no different. Canelo and DAZN and Go Boy announced this deal, and all of a sudden, the nigga's talking mad shit. Like I said, it's funny because it's all true. and all the Canelo stands are all just like, they're like, they have the Steve Francis face. They can't, they don't know what to say. But then, like I said, also it's just pity. It's like, if you don't say anything, man. If you gotta say something, talk about your fighters, man. Don't worry about what the fuck is Canelo's doing, man. Don't be all up in the camp trying to be controversial and shit. I'm saying, and like it's just ridiculous, man. Like Floyd needs to cut all that shit out. And then of course Oscar had to retaliate with the domestic violence, and then Floyd posted, the picture that we should not describe. It's just a whole bunch of unnecessary bullshit. Like it's unnecessary, and it shouldn't even be dominating the news either, but it is. So I mean, it's still a low point for both sides.
Right. And you know what? Let me go ahead and go to P, because P about 3 or 4 casts ago said something interesting about what if potential Canelo and Floyd, and we kind of wrote them off a little bit. But I mean,
exactly. And here's the thing you guys aren't talking. Here's the thing you guys aren't saying. You guys are talking about Floyd being petty, but you don't realize that actually it was Canelo who started it. Canelo was the one that kind of called Floyd out, talking about I'd be open to a rematch, yada yada. I'm not gonna do all that.
Yep.
Like he was trying to big money Floyd. Like I'm not gonna go for all this catch weight shit. Like so he tried to big money Floyd money Mayweather. So you're not gonna big money Mayweather. It's gonna be big bank little bank. And Money Mayweather's still the man. I'm not trying to be like a stand or nothing like that, but keep it real. He fired back. That was it. His name was said first. He mentioned Floyd first.
What did Canelo say?
Because
Canelo about the rematch. They were talking about a rematch,
right? Because it wasn't about Floyd talking about
Floyd. He tried to talk down on Floyd fighting
Khabib.
Yeah, Khabib from the UFC. Or whatever, pretty much try to disrespect him in that.
Yeah, he was just like, if you gonna come back, fight me, blah 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 blah, and then here we have it.
That's actually a great point, P, because a lot of people in their midst of bashing Floyd, and of course I've never been the biggest Floyd fan, but also at the same time my stances are always, they will change because I'm gonna always be on the side that's right. And in this instance, he already beat Canelo. Could he have brushed it off? Of course, easy. But that wouldn't have been Money May to brush it off. You know what I'm saying? Money May don't brush off nothing but his shoulders. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
neither does Petty Boy.
Right. So I mean, but at the end of the day, he does deserve to say that, because I don't understand. How do I outclass you in a fight? 12 rounds, easy beat you. Was he lying when he said the fight with McGregor was a more competitive fight to fight? It was. Well, no matter what any Canelo fan want to say, no matter what Oscar De La Hoya want to say, no matter what Canelo himself would want to say, the fight between McGregor versus Mayweather and Canelo, when Mayweather really tried versus Canelo, Canelo didn't stand a chance in their fight. We've seen it. We've seen the fight already. We have already seen it. We're not talking about a fight that may happen. We've already seen Floyd easily beat Canelo. Now, of course, we're going to go off of he was green. I was saying that back then that Canelo wasn't ready for that fight, but guess what? Canelo thought he was. Oscar thought he was. You don't get to fight me and say that you're ready, and it ain't gonna be no excuses. And then I beat you, and I cleanly beat you, and I destroy you, I outclass you, and then you got excuses. You don't get both. You get one or the other. You decided to say that there was no excuses 5 years ago. So why you got excuses 5 years later?
Damn, it's hard to get 5 years. Shit.
They fought in like 2013.
Yeah, 13. God damn.
Right. So I don't understand when Floyd went out there and he fought Canelo. When people said that he wouldn't fight Canelo, let's also mention that people didn't think that he would even fight a Canelo. He beat Canelo, easy work, and Canelo's my boy. I like Canelo. Fans, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a label. It's called the Canelo Cartel. I am at the top of the Canelo Cartel. Why? Because I like Canelo. I am not a Floyd fan. That hurt my heart that night to see Floyd easily outclass my boy. I know it hurt y'all heart. We was all hurt. It was all hurt. Viva Canelo. We was all hurt. He took the L. It's okay. We've delivered L's to people. We took that L. Canelo responded back. He wants to rematch. Why? Because Canelo, like I said about Farmer, Canelo wants to right his wrong, which what any great champion should want to do.
So here's my little thing on that is like, hey, rematch me instead of fighting a guy who doesn't even play the same sport. I don't see why that. I mean, Petty Boy Floyd. I mean, I get it. I didn't know that Canelo said something first, but then again,
he responded. He didn't come straight out and be like, "I want Floyd. He need to come back and fight me." Like somebody asked him, would he fight him again? And of course, he said, "Floyd need to fight him." And you know what I mean? It was like that. It was a small scenario like that.
Why is Floyd? And I'm actually a Floyd fan inside the ring, big Floyd fan. I just don't get why is he trying to fight Khabib now?
Money. He's like an easy payday.
Because Floyd's like 42.
Exactly. I mean, he definitely. Like, we all know he ain't gonna come back and fight anybody of legitimacy at 147. Hell nah. But shit, man. Let's go ahead and get to our last topic quickly, man. And Manny Pacquiao goes to PBC. A lot of people might feel it's a long time coming. Maybe obviously it's years too late. But how do you guys see this playing out? Is this angling towards a rematch with Floyd, or is it too early to tell? Do we need to see what he does first against Broner?
This shit's a joke, B.
That's a great move by Pacquiao.
Well, I mean, all he's gonna do is he's gonna wash these inactive niggas, man, until whatever, and then that's how it's gonna go.
Guerrero versus Pacquiao.
No.
Yo, look, I ain't a Pac hater or anything like that. How old is he now?
39.
How many times has he been knocked out?
I don't know. He ain't been knocked out since like 2012, right?
Since Marquez, right.
Yeah, and when was the last time he fought someone legit?
That's what I said, and I blame you and Pat for this. Hey, okay, fans. So I like to take y'all down a little history, a little memory lane before we get into this, because Smoke and Pat are the head members of what we call the now defunct Matisse Mafia, the Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I was.
Pacquiao knocked their boy out, and now he feeling gassed up where he can go to the PBC and go ahead and fight the top welterweights in the world because he got. Hey, listen, if he gotta come there and fight my boy AB first, just because he slumped their boy, I mean, it gotta be what it is. Sometimes the universe works that way because I'm not allowed to talk my trash as long as I would love to. But I see what it is.
Pat always say the universe stuff. Pat love the universe.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is here.
I dropped Matisse after he quit, so he was not. I wasn't part of the mafia when he was fighting. What's it called?
Postal?
Pac-Man. After the Postal fight, he was done.
I think it's a great move for Pacquiao. I mean, think about it. The guy, they were saying that he's in debt to the IRS, right? How do you get out of debt in the IRS? You get out of debt fighting top rank opponents? I mean, You could. You could, because we just seen Terrence Crawford get $3 million to fight Jose Benavidez. But Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao is looking at $3.5 million. Like, that's a disrespectful offer. $3.5 million. What's $3.5 million? Pacquiao's looking back for them 20 plus. At least Pac is looking for at least 10 plus at minimum. The only way he's gonna get that is fighting AB, which is a good pick for his first fight. Actually, that's a great fight, great pick for your first fight in PBC, because Adrian Broner is gonna make sure you have the most fans at your fight, the most people eyes on that fight. So if you get that W, Pac, then you move on to the Floyd Mayweather rematch, because I can see him going from an AB right to Floyd, even though it's already said. I definitely could see him going there, because I can't see him stopping and taking a pit stop with Errol Spence. He definitely is not going to do that. That's not going to happen. Yeah, that's not happening. So Pacquiao versus AB, trying to get that W. You know what I mean? Then the Floyd, I can see that happening. But Pacquiao, Floyd, Thurman, Spence, Garcia, Porter, Khan, Peterson, Vargas. I'm sorry, no longer Vargas, because Vargas has sold himself to the zone. Yeah, he sold himself in the zone, so he's there now. But that's at least 8 names that Pacquiao could go through and continue fighting for the next. Pacquiao fights like 2 times a year, at least the next 4 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He could even fight Ugas.
Pacquiao could fight anybody that was. You know what I mean? Like
might fight Mikey Garcia might come up and get it if they can do it.
Nah.
Pacquiao versus Mikey Garcia.
I'm just saying.
If Pacquiao beat AB, and he fights Mikey Garcia after that, if he doesn't get Floyd, just fighting Khabib, that would be a hell of a. If Pacquiao ends his career 2-0 with those 2 fighters, he could retire and be in my good graces forever, because I mean you couldn't beat Floyd, but
Pac's a 140 fighter. It looks like Mikey's matriculating that way. They could fight at 147, whatever. Mikey beats him at this stage.
I don't know.
I put money on that. I don't gamble.
What's up, what about you, P? How you feel about the move for Pac-Man?
Yeah, this motherfucker always stays on delay and shit. Hey, wake your ass up.
That tonic water.
Yo, that water got to him. Must have been spiked with some
tonic water.
Wu-Tang juice.
Wu-Tang.
Yo,
hold up that water. You know he about it.
Yo, Pat. What do you like more, Henny or wine?
Marlowe Pat. I'm about to think of a name for that.
I like my Henny, but I cannot go to sleep on Henny. You know, I've done that before. It's not pretty.
Yo, is P gonna come in?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm doing a couple. So I was like,
nah, you straight? Nah, man, how you feel about Pac-Man and PBC, man, and all what kind of gates that can open up for him?
I think it's a very short-term thing. Just get him a couple of big fights, and then he's out of there. I honestly don't see it. I think he'll get a Broner fight, and I could even see him them trying to angle a Mayweather rematch. That's my opinion of that. But still, I can see that's what they're angling it for, because let's be honest. He's not fighting any of the big names. He's not fighting Spence. He's not fighting Thurman. And what's the point? So it's just gonna be a 2-3 fight thing. Get him as much money as he can. Those guys. But if we get some good fights out of it, then sure. But I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I can't wait. Everybody that was hating on Uncle Al, everybody that was hating on the PBC, that was Pacquiao fans. This is even funnier to me, because a lot of Pacquiao fans did not like the PBC.
Nope.
But guess what? You're PBC now. Pacquiao said out of his mouth that he wants to end his career fighting PBC fighters, because that's how he wants to end his career. Pacquiao is somebody we've heard of being in tax problems. If Uncle Al can get Pacquiao out of his tax issues, which Bob Arum and Top Rank had him in, what we gonna say about Uncle Al? We gonna still throw shots at Uncle Al now? I mean, there's a lot of things that plays into this. What if Pacquiao runs through the welterweights, but everybody but Errol Spence? Say he beats Thurman, Porter, Garcia, AB.
He's still juicing if he did that. God damn.
He's still juicing if he did. Yeah. Hey, we don't know what Thurman got left in the tank yet.
Not happening.
That's one. We don't know what Thurman got left in the tank.
Thurman.
He a Terminator. So we gotta disclose that. Second one,
it's not even me being a Terminator. It's just he's not beating. Not only Thurman, he's not even beating Thurman. He's not beating Porter. He's not beating I
can't say that Manny Pacquiao can't beat Sean Porter.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I seen Manny Pacquiao have easy work. I thought he was washed up with Tim Bradley 4 times. 4 times.
First of all, I feel like I don't know if y'all like how much y'all watch Family Guy, but I feel like the in the skit where like the old skit from the old episodes where they're talking about Texans are stubborn as a mule, and then you see the doctor like no, like that's me. Like if you just name people, put him against this person. No, he's not beating him. No. Like he's not beating any of these guys. He's not beating Porter. You know why? Because he didn't even fucking beat Jeff Horn. And Porter is Jeff Horn on steroids.
Jesus.
No, I thought he beat Jeff Horn, though.
What?
I thought he beat Jeff Horn.
No, Porter. Tim, first of all, for that type of fighting, badass Tim Bradley is the hallmark. Horn came into that fight 2 weight classes above what Pacquiao, 3 weight classes.
And so would Porter. Porter's so much bigger, and Horn was able to rough Pacquiao up. So just imagine Porter roughing Pacquiao up.
I can't see an Ohio player. I can't see Sean Porter beating Manny Pacquiao. I just can't see that.
To me, that's
but this Pacquiao, yes. This Pacquiao, yes.
That Pacquiao that fought Lucas Matisse, I can't see Sean Porter beating him.
I mean, Lucas ain't shit.
The Pacquiao that fought Jeff Horn, I can't see Sean Porter beating. A lot of people give him the W, the L. And you know what's another thing that's funny about this? Because it's Jeff fucking Horn. So I'm going to bring it up. Why do people give Jeff Horn the legit win over Manny Pacquiao and bring it up, but don't give Timothy Bradley the legit win over Timothy Bradley? I'm sorry. Why don't they give Timothy Bradley the same love for getting that W over Pacquiao that they gave Jeff Horn for beating Pacquiao? Timothy Bradley never got the love for getting the official W.
I don't actually think that Horn beat Pacquiao, but I can see why.
See, that was a trick. That was a trick, P.
No, I knew what you were doing. I know what you're doing. But I'm saying that he had success because of the reason why he was even able to have success against Pacquiao was because he was able to rough him up. And Porter is another animal when it comes to roughing people up. So he was definitely taking L there.
We had to see you. So you telling me you got Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao versus Sean Porter for the WBC welterweight championship of the world, and the WBA regular welterweight championship. You got Sean Porter as the favorite going into that fight.
That's 50.
That's a tough one, man.
That's 50-50 to me.
50-50?
Yep.
I got that 65-35 Pacquiao.
What you got, Pat?
I think Pacquiao will win.
Oh,
Pat doesn't respect Sean Porter, so we shouldn't even ask. He don't respect Porter or Brett.
To be fair,
he's only laid back because he's off Merlot.
When we live casted the Porter Garcia fight, Pat had some insane card. He had it like 118, 111.
Well, because number one, I actually called the fight down to the actual result before the fight. Just remember that. And the score was accurate.
116 to 112.
It was a clear Porter victory. And I don't think highly of either Porter or Garcia. Especially Garcia.
That's because he hates Garcia. So he gave Porter rounds before they even
I had the same card, Pat. We seen it. Sean Porter put that work to Danny Garcia. We already know what it is.
It was 116, 112.
I made the damn video before that fight. I said everything that I said in that video happened, including I said Sean Porter by unanimous decision. That's what the fuck happened, and I said that shit before the fight. Down to the actual result. So you motherfuckers can't say a goddamn thing about what I said about that goddamn fight. It's 100% correct. I don't want to hear shit.
Pat, put the wine down. I didn't say shit.
Yeah,
Man,
no,
Dog,
They
don't-
put
I
the
get
vibe
that.
down.
Right.
you actually have to something else.
Well, motherfuckers have to just accept that as it is. It's
We
gospel.
all predicted. I mean, you, Newzz, and myself all predicted unanimous decision.
Sean Porter was. I predicted Sean Porter was gonna get that work to Danny Garcia back when Danny Garcia
Yeah.
decided he was gonna move up to welterweight. I can't let anybody take the credit for thinking Sean Porter was gonna beat Danny Garcia outside of myself.
Yeah, but you're
I
Ohio.
knew that from
Really?
the-
Mel, where we at?
Yo, we are over. We in overtime in the fade
Alright.
out.
I want to give a shout out to someone that follows both the Rave and Free Smoke Boxing. My boy Trell NSB. You can find him on Instagram at TRELLNSB. He won some Minnesota tournament this weekend to move forward to 8-0. He's one of my young hitters. Like I said, follows the Bird and the Smoke, so you might see him on our IG soon. And watch out for that boy. He's sharp.
Newzz, if you still there, go ahead and wrap this thing up, bro.
Oh man, you know I'm still here. Ringside Rave all day. It's your boy Newzz. Hey, as a matter of fact, before I give the final, you know, my little final words to the people, we can go around the table one more time. I'm gonna let Smoke, you know,
Start.
Smoke, you
Yeah.
go ahead, tell people where they can find you at and all that. Y'all all can tell people to find you at, and I'll end it off.
Alright, so it's your boy Smoke. If you want to see the dopest boxing, knockout, technical skill, blah 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 display videos, follow me on Instagram at Free Smoke Boxing. If you want to just see me being a jackass, follow me on Twitter at Free Smoke Boxing. Always rep that ringside rave.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't have to explain where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Just type in my name in the search engine, you know, and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I keep telling y'all. I mean, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. You know, just type in PA and bam, you're right there. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
Find
actually
you.
not true.
you shut up.
But shit, yeah, man, this shit is your whole small, man. You can find me on Twitter at Boxing Brews. That's with a Z at the end.
Bruise and
And,
boxing. Bruise and boxing,
No.
bro.
No, I'm saying if you at me, it's Boxing Brews on Twitter, but on Instagram it is Brews and Boxing. Yeah, my personal is Maul Baker 86, and yeah, I'm just a family man, 4 kids, you know, chilling, drinking beer,
Taking edibles.
and I will be giving the Rave a shout out this Saturday because me and my boys we will be downtown at the Florida Georgia game, section 216. Pissy drunk, so definitely gonna have a little quick video posted up before
Now,
the game.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Starting up Miles starting up Fieldside Rave. What y'all know about that?
Exactly, the trenches. Y'all know it.
Right,
If y'all going to the game and you listen to us, go hit up Mal, buy him a drink.
Yes,
And
pray
that's
for
just
me.
what it
I'll
is.
be sitting in the, I'm a Gator fan, but I'll be sitting in the Georgia section. So y'all hope your boy don't get suckered out there.
This is your boy P. Follow me at Bodega Boxing on Instagram and Twitter. I'm there. I'm both places. Get at me.
Yeah, y'all, and so we'll be back around the table. So again, back to your boy. It's your boy Newzz representing that ringside rave all day. Y'all know what it is with me, man. Hey, I'm all about that ringside rave. You can follow us at Twitter, IG, YouTube, Podomatics, all the same name. Podomatics, ringsiderave.podomatic.com. YouTube, you already know, just put in that ringside rave in the search bar. Actually, you can get the iTunes through the Podomatic. Instagram, Twitter, both at ringside rave. I really ain't got too much to say. I mean, y'all can follow me. Y'all can follow me personally on Twitter or IG, but really I only post about the ringside rave. I'm at RSR_Newzz. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to see my opinions and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Man, I do thank y'all, and we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode 11 of the Fade Hour. You know what I'm saying? We're wrapping it up. So I do thank y'all for tuning in, and we see y'all next week, man.
Thank you guys for listening to Ringside Rave. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.